Brilliance Audio presents Indecent Advances, A Hidden History of True Crime and Prejudice Before Stonewall, by James Polchin. Performed by Michael Crouch. In January 1943, the 31-year-old playwright Tennessee Williams wrote in his journal about the first time he was physically struck by another man. Unhappily, I can't go into details. It was a case of guilt and shame in which I was relatively the innocent party, since I merely offered entertainment, which was accepted with apparent gratitude until the untimely entrance of other parties. Feel a little sorrowful about it. So unnecessary. The sort of behavior pattern imposed by the conventional falsehoods. Why do they strike us? What is our offense? We offer them a truth which they cannot bear to confess except in privacy and the dark. A truth which is inherently as bright as the morning sun. He struck me because he did what I did and his friends discovered it. Yes, it hurt. Inside. I do not know if I will be able to sleep. But tomorrow, I suppose, the swollen face will be normal again, and I will pick up the usual thread of life. Today, we might describe his companion's response as homosexual panic, that dubious psychological condition that had its origins among sailors and soldiers returning from World War I. If Williams's attacker had been arrested for the assault, he might have claimed that Williams provoked the attack through a sexual solicitation. Sodomy was then a felony punishable with prison sentences in every state in the country. In the press, editors would have reported that Williams's bruised and swollen face was a result of his indecent advance, a euphemistic term that resonated with sexual deviancy and violence, and would have reminded readers of the specific kinds of criminal threats queer men pose to society. While the term was used to describe all manner of violent sexual assaults, editors were reticent to offer details given the journalistic standards of the day, which allowed for such references only through suggestion and innuendo. Like many queer men of the era, Williams risked police arrests or attacks by would-be robbers while he went in search of sexual and social encounters on the margins of the city, along the docks, parks, and street corners where such encounters could be had. A few weeks after that initial violent incident, Williams would have another encounter that verged on the edge of violence. This time, it was not a case of homosexual panic, but rather one of intended intimidation and robbery. The man he brought back to his room began insulting and bullying Williams, threatening him with physical violence as he rummaged through his things. The experience carried on for about an hour, Williams wrote, and while he remained calm, he was fearful that his abuser would steal or destroy his manuscripts. Williams wrote, "He finally despaired of finding any portable property of value and left, with the threat that any time he saw me he would kill me. I felt sick and disgusted. I think that is the end of my traffic with such characters." While this encounter lacked the physical violence of the earlier incident, it clearly had a stronger effect on Williams emotionally. The man's threats of future violence, and even murder, stiffened him to the dangers of such encounters. Williams did not report either incident to the police, for to do so in 1943 would risk his own arrest for sodomy, disorderly conduct, or some other criminal offense.